What is theater? Theater is human action worth watching. That's what I've been taught all semester. There are lots of different jobs that come into play when it comes to theater. You've got the actors, and you have directors, you have producers, you've got writers, lots of different people for one big production, and maybe some even not so big productions. But they all come together to make a great piece of work. We spent the semester critiquing theater, watching theater, reading about theater, performing theater. There were like 3 different performances that I had to do, and from working on those performances, I was able to come out of my shell a little bit. I've never been the most confident person. For anyone who knows me, they can vouch for me. I'm not shy, I just lack confidence in myself. And it's really bad, but performing in my theater class has kind of helped me gain this confidence that I didn't even know was possible for me to have. For example, for my final project, it was a group project, and my group decided to do a scene from Eurydice. And we had to choose what job we were going to have. We had the director and the designer, which it was a set designer and a costume designer for us. And we had the dramaturg, which is a literary advisor. So their job it was to, if we wanted to make any changes to the script, they just had to make sure that it wouldn't take away what the play was about, and they had to make sure that it would make sense. So what our dramaturg did was, because of the amount of people in our group, there was only 4 people. The scene that we chose technically required 3 stones. Our main character, Eurydice, and then we had the father, and we also had Orpheus. We had to combine the lines from the 3 stones to make it just 1 stone. And that's what our dramaturg did. She changed up the script a little bit to make it flow better, so that it was just 1 stone speaking and it still made sense. We had our set designer, which they created what the set looked like for our scene. Since we had 2 different locations for our scene, we had the underworld and we had Land of the Living. She had to actually design 2 different sets. And then she did the costume design. So she gave the father a beard. She told us what she had in the ideas that she had for what she wanted us to wear for our costumes. She actually played the stone, so she did her own costume. She painted her face and her arms, and that was her job. And I got to be the director. So I had the overall say of everything. I decided what the concept was. I decided what was what. I decided what to keep what. That performance in particular helped me come out of my shell because I had to take charge, and I don't normally take charge because usually what happens when it comes to group projects is everything just kind of gets dumped on me. And I'm used to that, so I kind of am a little bit of a pushover when it comes to group projects, so I'm not used to having to take control, and with this project I did because I was the director. I had to take control because I had to say what was what I wanted to get done. I had to schedule the rehearsals and make sure that the lines were being said the way I wanted them to be said, and having to take control of what was going on and having the final say in everything just kind of helped me come out of my shell and gain confidence, because I've never had to do that before. And if it wasn't for theater, I would have never experienced that. I would have just continued being a pushover when it came to group projects. But because of theater, I was able to see that I could take control and I could have fun with it. You know, I didn't have to come off as too aggressive and too strong and too overbearing, in order to show that I'm in charge and this needs to happen in order to get the grade that we all want. This is what needs to happen. But I don't have to be seen as aggressive or overbearing. And because of theater, I was able to express what I wanted and gain my own kind of confidence in myself. And it's just it's been building since the beginning, because our very first performance was in the beginning, and I was up on stage by myself and I sang, which is what I love to do. I've been singing my entire life, and having to go up on stage and sing in front of an entire class was just it was different, because I've been in choirs where you sing with the choir, and I've had solos, but having to come up with my own concept of what I wanted to do, what I wanted to perform, and what it was going to be about is what started this whole confidence. Because I'm good at doing what I'm told. So if you give me a set of rules, I can follow them easily, and I can get stuff done. I can get the stuff that needs to get done off of the list done. But having to make my own decision on what's gonna go on and what's gonna happen is different. And so being able to do this because of theater has helped me gain confidence. And that's what theater does. Is theater, not only is it a way of expressing who you are and what you believe, but it's a way to come into who you are also. So that's what theater is to me.